Hi, I'm Shane.
And I'm Miranda, or the Cheeky. Join us as we undertake one of our biggest adventures yet.
Exploring the whole of New Zealand in 2 months.
And sharing a campervan together.
Our plans this year to embark on a 3-month Canada-Alaska road trip were ruined due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
So we thought, what a great opportunity to explore the country that we live in without the busloads of international travelers that this spectacular place attracts.
Each episode will take you to a different region in New Zealand and show you all the must-dos along the way, along with some of the more adventurous activities most tourists tend not to take. Our first episode takes us up the wild west coast of New Zealand's South Island. We depart our home in Queenstown and head to the north of the South Island via the west coast in our beloved camper, whose name will be revealed in the episode. We take in the mountains, waterfalls, glaciers, beaches, and wildlife this remote part of the world has to offer. If any of this is real, then it is valuable. Here we are, we're about to embark on our 2-month New Zealand campervan trip, doing both islands, all of the North and South Island. Our first stop, we're heading up to the west coast, heading up to a place called Lake Hawea. The weather forecast at the moment isn't really fantastic, so it really depends on whether or not it's better for us to camp by the lake where there's like lesser facilities, or maybe move a little further into Makaurora to one of the campgrounds where we have some shelter. But we'll play that by ear. Now we've got our beautiful campervan here, and we actually came up with a way of naming our campervan recently. We basically got 2 little hats, or 2 little boxes, and we did some adjectives and also some names. Miranda came up with the names and I came up with the adjectives, and then we sort of shuffled around the box and chose out a name and an adjective, and the name that we came up with is... Okay, what have you got?
Glorious.
Glorious. So you're going to put Glorious here. Let's match Glorious up with a name. Glorious Benny. I already like that one. Randy, do you want to give a grand tour of Glorious Benny?
Sure. Well, it's a bit packed right now, but once we get at campgrounds and stuff, we'll shuffle things around. So we've got our bed right here. Right now we've got our water, garbage, a big suitcase, but that will all be coming out once we arrive at the campsites, and maybe even being moved to the front here. And then the bed folds out like that. We have some storage spaces underneath here and here. We've got some storage boxes that are, they don't move, so they're tied down. We've got a sink and our water tanks in here for gray water and clean water. We've got some food already, but we'll be getting some more later today. We've got utensils, bowls and stuff like that.
What we're going to do now is we're going to take off. We are first going to stop and get some groceries and some last minute bits and pieces before we leave Queenstown, and then after that we've got a 2.5 hour drive or so to either Lake Hawea or Makaurora, so we'll see you there. So we're doing a little bit of shopping, last minute bits and pieces before we get going. Isn't that right, Cheeky?
That's right.
What are we going to get?
Gotta get some milk, some different herbs and spices.
Got snack bars.
Some cereal. Ooh, snack bars would do.
So we're here at the Kids Bush Reserve Campground on Lake Hawea. It sits adjacent to Lake Wanaka, and Lake Hawea itself is 35 kilometers long. It's formed about 10,000 years ago through glacial movement. So it is a massive glacial moraine, and as the glaciers pushed through this region here, it widened out these valleys and created these really, really high mountains. Now, Lake Hawea itself is actually named off the original Maori tribe that settled in this area, but this was actually settled and used by several Maori tribes up until European arrival. And they used to use Lake Hawea and Lake Wanaka as a corridor to basically make their way out to the west coast in search of Punakai, which is the precious greenstone. And the corridor that they would use, we are actually taking tomorrow, which is the Makarora Valley. So we'll be making our way through there. Right now we're setting up for dinner. So here we are, finally settled up at the end of our first day. Welcome to our home. This will be our home for the next 2 months on our 2-month New Zealand campervan trip around the North and South Island of New Zealand. We made our way about 2.5 hours away from Queenstown today, a place called Lake Hawea, just outside of Wanaka, about an hour from the town of Wanaka on Lake Hawea itself. A little bit of a slow start this morning. You know, we had to sort of mess around and get some things sorted out in the camper van and fix the bed, but we finally got everything sorted, or so we think. And just a small stop in Wanaka, and then we made our way out here. What did you think?
Well, the ride was absolutely beautiful. The lake was glistening and bright blue, and the mountains were gorgeous in the backdrop. But one of my favorite parts were the baby sheep and baby cows that were in the road as we were trying to drive to the campsite. Some of them wouldn't move, and we had to just wait it out. Just
slowly let them sort of make their way off. They're all newborn. We're in the springtime right now, so we've got all the baby lamb and the baby calves out and about. The weather was forecast to be not so good. We got a little bit of wind, but aside from that, it's quite beautiful, as you can see out here, and we decided not to carry on to Makarora. We'll go there tomorrow. It looked a little bit grey and overcast down there, so hopefully we get better conditions when we head down there tomorrow. A little bit of a wet morning here, but these bird sounds are amazing. Franz is still in bed. All cozy.
It's so cozy. Where are we going today, babe?
Alrighty, so we're just leaving the Kids Bush campground now, and we are heading out towards the west coast today. So we'll be going over the Haas Pass. We'll go through Makarora first and stop at a place called the Blue Pools. Check out their awesome blueness. And then after the Blue Pools, we'll be heading to Fantail Falls, named after the local bird, the fantail. And then after that, we'll go to Thunder Creek Falls, do a couple of little stops along the way on the west coast at some little lakes. Head down to Gillespie's Beach campsite later on this afternoon, which is actually an old historical gold mining location, so we'll check that out. Also, we might see some seals on the beach as well, so fingers crossed for that. There's some coos!
Some cows!
So we're here at Cameron Flat, and we're about to make our way down to the Blue Pools. You ready?
Ready.
Let's go see them. Mountains. Miranda in the enchanted forest. Nice.
pools in Makarora, and basically it was about a 30-minute walk to get here. And the reason why it is called the Blue Pools, as you can guess, is because of its beautiful blue color, which is a result of the light refracted off of the snow-fed glacial waters. Behind me are the magnificent Fantail Falls, named after the native New Zealand bird, the fantail, or in Maori, Pika Waka Waka. It's only about a 2-minute walk to get here, so totally worth it. Definitely come check it out.
All right, Chicky, what is our next stop?
Thunder Creek Falls.
The Thunder Creek Falls, named after the thunderous sound it's making there in the background. It's 28 meters high. It was actually formed, the reason it was formed during the last ice age between 18 and 20,000 years ago, when the glaciers were making their way through these valleys, forming the low-hanging valley above. We still have one remnant glacier right at the top, known as the Murchison Glacier, and that actually feeds this waterfall.
After our waterfall stops, we headed over the Haas Pass and officially into the West Coast region.
Wonder what they call this place. Something to do with antlers. This is our lunch stop here in Haas. Welcome to the wild West Coast. We've just arrived down here on the West Coast, passing over the Haas Pass. The next part of our journey will be pretty much following all the way up this coastline. Tomorrow we've got some glaciers, and the day after as well. Today we'll be heading to Gillespie's Beach, and we'll be taking in this beautiful, crazy scenery. Quite lucky right now it's not raining, which is very rare. This is actually considered one of the wettest places on Earth, and it's not really that windy, considering we're on what is known as the Roaring 40s, known for its prevailing heavy winds. Kind of lucky that we've got a nice afternoon to spend here on the West Coast.
Passing through the dense wet forests iconic to this region, we followed the coastline until we reached our Department of Conservation campsite.
So we are here at Gillespie's Beach, and we're about to make our way down to the beach itself. Hopefully we're going to see some seal colonies. That's what we've heard about. Unfortunately, some of the track is closed due to flood damage down at the lagoon, but it should still be a nice walk. And this is a historical area. This was used during the gold mining period, so we might see some relics and remnants of the gold mining period. Behind me here we have the old gold dredge, which was built in 1932 and operated up until 1945. And it was stationed here at the end of the lagoon, basically to dredge the waters and sort through the sands for gold during that period. So we've made it to the black sandy beaches of New Zealand's wild West Coast. And behind me here we have the Pacific Ocean. Next stop, Tasmania in Australia. Pretty amazing. So if anyone remembers Miranda's shell collecting in Tasmania, it's now stone collecting, particularly green stones, which we're hoping may be pungamu, but if not, it's pretty cool.
They're pretty anyway.
So apparently there's supposed to be a bridge along here, but we were reading the signs before and they said that due to recent flooding, the bridges are down, so we can't actually get across to the other side. So we're just going to sort of have a bit of a look around and see if we can see anything. So we've gotten to the bridge and it seems to look okay to us, so I'm going to cross anyway and see where it takes us. Yeah, so it looks like they've repaired the damages to the bridge. This all looks brand new, this section, so we're gonna keep going. So we're heading into the miners' tunnel now.
Two little cheeky kids. Yeah, these guys making lots of noise on top of our van. Basically biting our roof racks. Oh.
So we're going to do an early morning walk right now up to the suction dredge track. So this is the pond here that was used for the dredging. At the time, it's just off our campsite, like a 2-minute walk away from our campsite. Basically these bits of machinery that we're seeing sort of strewn around everywhere are the remains of the dredging machinery itself, which was used to sort of suck up the silt and extract a lot of the minerals and things from the lake or the pond.
What's the plan for today?
The plan for today, okay, so we're leaving Gillespie's Beach right now and we're going to head up to Lake Matheson. We'll check out the weather and see if there's some good clarity out there, and if there is, then we'll do the Lake Matheson loop just to get some spectacular views of Mount Cook. You know, the clouds have sort of been covering up, so it's a bit hard to see whether or not it's worth going out there. After that, we're going to stop in to Franz Josef, and in Franz Josef, we're going to book ourselves a campsite at a really flash campground, with a budget one like we've been staying in. And then we're going to go do, it's called the Roberts Point track. Now, all the major walks out to Fox Glacier and Franz Josef Glacier have been closed because of avalanches and landslides. So we're going to do an alternative track near Franz Josef that should take us up to the glacier. So Mount Cook would be right behind this cloud right now. We'd see the rear side of it. This is Fox Glacier, which unfortunately is closed to visit at the moment, so we can only see it from here. But we'll be heading to Franz Josef Glacier very shortly. So we've decided to undertake the Lake Matheson Trail because we can see the Cook Eraki. I've been here 3 times. And this is the first time I've ever seen Aoraki, Mount Cook, in the backdrop right there. Yeah, there's a keridu, the New Zealand wood pigeon. Keridu. Oh, I think they're doing the mating ritual. There's a little bit of farmland out this way. It's nice reflections already. Yeah. I feel really excited to see it. I've only ever seen it from the other side. So there it is, Aoraki, Mount Cook, New Zealand's highest peak. This series should be called Chickie on Boardwalks. So if yesterday was about water and waterfalls, today is about ice and glaciers, and we are heading up to the Franz Josef Glacier. The regular track up to the glacier itself is actually blocked off at the moment due to regular flooding and avalanches, so we'll be taking a longer route out to the Roberts Point track, which is a 5.5 hour trail. We are getting started a little bit late today, but that's absolutely fine because we've got a fair bit of sunlight ahead of us and the weather is great for the west coast, which is normally really rainy. Kind of interesting to have a look around here because this is one of New Zealand's top tourist attractions, and if you have a look out here and look into the car park, any other time of the year outside of the whole COVID-19 crisis, you will find that this area here would be absolutely packed with cars. I've been here 3 times before myself, and every single time cars lined right up down the road. So this does show the impact that the virus or the pandemic is having on the local economy here for tourism and hospitality throughout New Zealand. So we found it was a great opportunity to go out and do our road trip while it's a little bit quiet now, get the best of these locations, which will never be so quiet, and also give something a little back to the local economies. So we're gonna head off now to our trail, and hopefully we'll get some great views of the glacier. It's kind of crazy to think how fast these glaciers are retreating. 1878, this is the pond right in front of us here, and the glacier reached all the way down there. And you can see the regression from then onwards, smaller and smaller and smaller. Look at it now, you can't even see the glacier from here. It's kind of crazy. There you go, that's for all the climate change deniers. So there's one big glacial moraine right there. Heads right out to the Pacific Ocean. Alright, so we're going to cross this bridge.
Track at all times, and do not attempt to climb down the main river or glacier from any point on the track. Never cross the Waiho River, and take care when crossing the side streams. It can be dangerous during and after rain.
So we're about to go over Arch Creek Bridge, and it's a maximum load of 1 person at a time, so I'm going to be the test guinea pig on this one. And it swings. That is the definition of a swing bridge. It's all good, Chickie. You can make your way across. I'm about to cross over on the Roberts Point swing bridge. As you can see, it's like one of the longest swing bridges I've ever seen. Wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the longest in the world. It's massive. This thing is so big. Wow. It's one of those waterfalls, magnificent on the other side there. This is so cool. It's also a little bit scary. Ooh. Wonder how long this is. I'll have to check it out later. I don't think it actually said on the sign there. A little bounce to this bridge. Almost there. It's pretty epic, right? Woo. Let's do a little jump. I feel like I'm on a trampoline right now. All right, here we are, we're at the end. It's like an old little hut down here. It's really cool. You go first. By the way, that's the view out there. It's pretty spectacular.
Hopefully it's not a storm rolling in.
Can you see the glacier yet? Swing bridge up ahead. You can hear a waterfall as well. Don't look down. Whoa, we are up high. Really high. If you have a look below, that is amazing. So if the other one was the longest swing bridge I've ever done, this would have to be possibly the highest I've ever done. How is that, Miranda? Hope you're not afraid of heights. Powering through. So now the path is essentially a river. There you go, Chris. You've got it. Much further to go?
Oh, you're there, man.
We're right here. All right. I will not believe you can see it before I do. I have no idea what's behind me right now.
Don't look yet.
Don't look.
Come over here.
Don't look. Okay. So we've just made it up to the Robert Point lookout. I still haven't seen what's behind me yet, okay? And I wanted to know if the view is worth the climb.
Yes, it was. Oh my god. So good.
This waterfall is pretty spectacular too.
I knew it was going to be good, but I did not think it would be this awesome.
All right, we need to say goodbye to the glacier. Roberts Point viewing platform, 605 meters. We've climbed a fair bit today to get up here. But as we said, the view is worth the climb. This is spectacular. We're gonna head back down to Franz Josef for the night. We've got a really nice campground that we're staying at, so we can actually have a shower for the first time in 3 days.
Oh, I'm so excited for the shower.
Miranda in particular is really excited for that one. We're back, Jiggy! Woo! You made it! Back to glorious Benny. Benny misses you.
I miss you.
Well, so we are here at the Orange Sheep Campground, and we're in Franz Josef right now, just making up a little bit of a barbecue.
Split pork. And the veg option there. Here's the tortillas.
So final results, we got the veg burrito here, and then we have the non-veg pork version of the burrito. What do you think, Chicky? You ready?
Looks delicious.
All right, let's do it. Alrighty, so this is our van, the glorious Benny, and we have the glorious Chicky right over here. Let's get going.
Okay, so we are on the road, heading towards Punakai Gorge as the first stop, which is famous for its beautiful clear and blue waters. Town, where it was a historic gold mining settlement and famous for its punamu, or the greenstone. Now we have some stones in the back that we think may be punamu but may not be, but you can get it checked there, so we're gonna see if what we found was actually greenstone. And after that we are heading up to Punakaiki for the night, where the pancake rocks are. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll be free camping tonight, or maybe we'll find a campground. We'll see when we get there.
We're about to make our way down into Punakai Gorge. We were hoping for sort of nice weather, but it has started to rain, so hopefully that doesn't dampen the blue colors. Sometimes it can wash in some silt and things, but either way, it's meant to be a really, really cool geological site. Right now we're actually sitting on the Alpine Fault, which is basically the fault line that divides the continental plates between Australia and the Pacific, which is what forms all this uplift here on the west coast. And because of these mountain ranges here and all the winds and the moisture from the sea coming and hitting the mountain ranges, it has become the wettest place in New Zealand. So we're gonna go down now and explore the gorge. We'll see how far we get. It is a 1 hour return hike, but it depends on the rain.
Oh, no blue colors. So unfortunately we're not getting some of those turquoise crystal blue colors that the pools are famous for today. Looks like it's fairly grayish because of all the silt that's been washed in, but these forests right now, all the beautiful rimu trees in the background here, absolutely stunning. It's like an ancient primeval forest right here. Still has that sort of milky color from the glacier flower, but definitely not the beautiful turquoise. Here we are, Punakai Gorge. So this is a newly created trail from the Department of Conservation. I read a lot of reviews last year that said that they could get as far as the bridge and then the trail here was blocked off, so it's kind of nice to see all the new things that have been put in.
So, we have some tree ferns on this trail, and the difference between the male and the female tree fern is the female tree fern looks like it's wearing a skirt.
Like a girl.
Like a girl.
It's a pretty cool boardwalk, right? I'm gonna check it out. Some rapids on this side. Sounds like a waterfall. Very cool. This is the new bridge. It's pretty cool. Really enjoyed that actually. It's kind of funny because I was reading a lot of reviews that were saying if it's raining, don't come down here, you know, the silt washes in and the water just looks grey, you don't get the beautiful turquoise. But even in the rain, that was well worth the extra half an hour drive outside of Hokitika, so definitely pop that on the list. So we're in the town of Hokitika on New Zealand's South Island west coast. Hokitika is a historical mining town. It goes way back to the mid 1800s during the gold rush period. We actually recently watched a television series called The Luminaries, which features Hokitika, BBC series. So if you're interested in that sort of period, you can check that one out. But we're going to wander through town now, and the town itself is famous for Punamu, which is the Maori jade, the greenstone. And we've got some rocks collected that we're going to go in and see whether or not they actually are Punamu. The Mountain Jade Backpackers. Mountain Jade. It's closed. Everything's closed due to COVID. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
How good are you guys at identifying raw Punamu? Yeah?
Yeah.
Best one? We got a few rocks we found on the beach. We have no idea. Yeah. Have a look.
I already can say that none of them.
They're not. I didn't think so.
They looked super green.
When it was wet, yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
says yes.
Yeah.
So even when greenstone is dry, it will still look green.
Yeah.
But you can tell that it doesn't have like, you know how these look like glass?
Yeah.
It doesn't have like
So
that
normally it
glass.
looks like that. It has like a glassy look to it.
So
Yeah.
you have like that, it's got blue tape on it, but yeah, we'll have like that powdery kind of.
So that's normally what it looks like
Looks
before
like-
it's buffed.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, because the rest of it has oil on it to keep it from going back to that. So once it hits fresh air, it kind of starts oxidizing.
Right.
Yeah, so
You
you
see.
kinda-
So you're allowed to get it on the beach, but not on the river.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once
Okay.
it's on the beach,
It's
down
everyone's.
the river, it's anyone's.
Right.
Got it.
And then the river, it's just like Naitahu or something. Yeah. Okay. Protected. All right. Cool. Excellent. Good to know. Thank you very much for the information. All right. Cheers. So we're given a little tip from some of the ladies in one of the Punamu shops in Punakaiki. They said that this was a really cool place to look for Punamu. Also, it seems to be a penguin and seal breeding colony as well, so you never know. Looks like all the cows are coming over. Hey, cows! I feel like I'm king of the cows. They're all coming to me. Moo! Miranda thinks she may have spotted some Punamu. We're gonna hold on to them anyway. Let's have a bit more of a look. Whoa, it's getting wet, so we probably won't spend too long down here. So Miranda has abandoned me, but I think I've found a couple of things that look suspiciously like Punamu. Maybe. Like this one could be. This one's really cool, actually. That. I like the look of that, even if it's not. And Punamu can be quite valuable as well, even a small piece, you know, $50, $60. So, find yourself a decent one, you can earn a little bit of money. So we're going to check out some of our findings and see what they kind of look like, and then hopefully we can find someone along the way to value these. So it's a bit hard to tell, you know, it's the shininess.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah, some of them look really cool. Once they get wet, they look a lot different. That's the problem. That one looks kind of cool too. Some of these I just like the look of anyway.
Yeah.
This one's kind of got a little blue in it. That's what I like this one for. That bluish color.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'll do yours in a second. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna finish with all mine. This one's got layers, like they said. They
Oh.
said layers. So that, like, if this is Punamu, that could be worth quite a bit, but I have no idea. You know, not until we look, these guys are coming back. They must think we're feeding them. Yeah, I filmed them before. They all came out the whole field. You ran it.
They're cute.
So they're all quite similar. They're all this sort of bluey, sort of jade color. This one's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That one could be a pendant. Even if it's not Punamu, I'd really like to. See, this one was kind of glassier, so I just wanted, because I've seen some pictures of some that look like that, you know? That
Yeah.
had that sort of color through. This, I might have to keep out of that. I'll put them all in the box afterwards,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like people see it as well. And it makes our car a target. Because if any of this is real, then it is valuable. Wild, rugged, west coast, heading up from Greenough to Punakaiki. So we just got to our free camping location and we've found some native wildlife here. What are you guys doing here? So
This is it's called McMillan's Beach that we're on, and it's a free campground for self-contained campers. So we have a self-contained camping vehicle, which means we have a toilet and we have all the cooking facilities and things like that here to look after ourselves. How's the beach? This is beautiful. It turned out to be a beautiful afternoon after all. Hey, Weka. We're just looking for food.
The rooster wants it.
Native and non-native chickens.
You starting to bitches? Welcome out!
Daniel's cranky. The roosters woke him up at 5 a.m. and didn't stop. I think he's mocking your accent.
Alright, Cheeky, where are we going for breakfast?
We're going to get some pancakes at the Pancake Rocks.
This is the one thing that Miranda wanted to do for the whole trip. So we're going to Pancake Rocks just to get freaking pancakes. But Pancake Rocks are beautiful. We're going to learn a little bit about the geology of the area and what makes these unique rocks look somewhat like a stack of pancakes. After that, we're going to, where is it, the gorge?
Buller Gorge.
Buller Gorge, which claims to have the longest swing bridge in New Zealand, but we just found out last night that the one we did the other day is 1 meter longer, so who knows. After that, we're heading to the town of Murchison, so it's a pretty easygoing day today. Doing a couple of little treks here in Punakai before we get going, but should be cool.
So when we were first planning our trip, one of the first requests Miranda made was, can we stop for pancakes at the Pancake Rocks? And my answer was, stop eating junk food. But the second answer was, yeah, why not? Let's do it.
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, good girl. Look at that. So you got the chocolate, and I got the streaky bacon. You excited? You're gonna give me the verdict.
So good.
So good?
Oh, it's like dessert for breakfast.
Straight in the gob. Yum.
All right, so we are about to enter the Pancake Rocks. This is Miranda's first time at the Pancake Rocks. I've actually been here 3 times before, but this is by far the quietest I've ever seen this place. Normally this place is absolutely packed, so it's kind of crazy right now.
This is the blowhole to the right, Chicky. And the tide comes in. Watch. Here we go. When it's high tide, the water level comes from underneath the cave and then pushes straight up. A little bit different right now.
So behind me here we have the Pancake Rocks, and these are very unique formations, okay? They were formed over millions of years of compression of corals and crustaceans under the ocean floor, and as they basically solidified, they turned into limestone. Now, because we sit on 2 tectonic plates, they actually push up together, forming uplift, which is what forms the Southern Alps, this mountain range we have behind us here. And as these rocks were exposed to elements like the winds, the rain, and the ocean, they actually formed these little grooves and lines, along with a lot of these sort of pinnacle-like structures, which create the sort of unique formations that we have behind us here.
I want you to stay, stay, stay.
Cool, right? Hey, we're entering the Punakaiki caverns. Woo! Woo! There could be ghosts, Chicky. Let's go check out some glowworms. Let's go. Yeah. Try some different spots. Give me a second.
You're crawling through the caves like Gollum. He wants it. My precious. Yeah, I'm gonna take part of the Parari River loop right now, which is actually part of the Paparoa Track, New Zealand's newest great walk. So keep an eye out. I'm sure in the next year or so we'll get to undertake this thing. But for the meantime, just have a nice little walk around. Very beautiful scenery in here. What does Chicky think about this?
This is a gorgeous walk, and
A gorgeous gorge?
and we've only been on it for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. So this wasn't here last time I was here. I've been here twice before. This is all probably newly established since this became a great walk last year. This is really cool. Yeah, this would be a great river to kayak down too. Take the pack raft, hike in, and then raft back. This is a big giant tree. It's the Parari Limbo. I'm going limbo too. What do you think, honey?
So we've made a little bit of a detour here to Cape Wind. We caught wind of a seal colony down here, and it was only really half an hour out of our way, so we decided to come down and check it out. We'd already decided earlier that we weren't going to go to the Bullet Gorge because in reality we already saw the largest or the longest swing bridge in New Zealand the other day, which is 1 meter longer, and we just didn't really feel like doing that again. So instead, we thought we'd do something entirely different and check out a seal colony. So hopefully we'll go see some seals.
It's cool. That's beautiful. Yeah, I can see a whole bunch of them.
Sort of see them all flapping around. They kind of blend in, and then once you see them, you can't unsee them.
Hopping around.
So there we go, New Zealand first seal colony. What do you think, Miranda? Pretty cool?
It was so cute.
That's pretty awesome. Now we're gonna make it to the lighthouse.
It's turned out to be a really nice day, hasn't it?
Seems to be something that we always do. We say we'll go for a little walk, and then all of a sudden we're gonna go out there. So in 1642, Abel Tasman, who was a Dutch seafarer, actually first sighted New Zealand not too far from this point.
So we didn't realize that our 1 hour walk was actually 1 hour each way. So it's now a 2 hour walk. We finally made it to the lighthouse. But it's been spectacular along the way, hasn't it, Miranda?
Oh, absolutely. It's so worth it.
Worth every second. So the original version of the lighthouse behind me here was first built, or first lit I should say, in 1876. So it's sort of been standing there ever since as a beacon, just to sort of give out warnings of these rough, wild seas of the west coast for sailors and ships that are sort of making their way through the region. Say goodbye to the west coast, and we are heading up inland to a place called Murchison, and then from there we'll make our way up north to Picton before we get the ferry across to the North Island, and then we've got a whole bunch of new adventures to explore up there.
Our second episode takes us across the Cook Strait through the stunning Marlborough Sound. With a visit to New Zealand's capital, we head up the west coast of the North Island in our beloved campervan, the Glorious Benny, encountering rare endangered birds and hiking for 2 days beneath an active volcano.
If you enjoyed this video, please let me know with a like and comment below. Also subscribe and hit the bell-shaped notification button to keep up to date with the new videos to be added from our epic New Zealand camper trip.
So we just arrived at the Riverside Holiday Park in Murchison. It looks beautiful. We have the river right here, and they even have a cool little jumping pillow. A nice little dinner on the lake. What did you cook for us, Shane?
Leftovers. Leftover wraps with eggs.